These 6 old questions, like the chapter they're drawn from, are almost entirely qualitative. The first one is pretty easy. Let's take a look. Older, more traditional quality control systems often rely heavily on, this is definitional, inspection. Now, even if you didn't remember that more traditional approach to quality was to simply inspect everything to catch what's wrong, okay, you could probably have eliminated the other distractors just by guessing. Now, less so for the other questions. Let's look. Triple true, false. Which of the following is or are true? Remember, test them one at a time. A fishbone diagram is more useful than a histogram when conducting Pareto analysis. Now, let's break this one down. Fishbone diagram is also known as a cause and effect diagram. That's what it's best for investigating. A histogram is also an investigative tool, but it's best for investigating the frequency of things. Pareto analysis, oh wait a minute, Pareto analysis, that is a good keyword. That is the identification of the significant few, the separating them from the trivial many, which is to say which of these two is more helpful. That's an issue of frequency. That's an issue of frequency. Histograms help you recognize the relative frequency of something, so this has to be false because it's backwards. This is the one that's best suited to that. Well, all right, let's see if these other ones are faster. The concept of quality of conformance is historically older than the concept of quality of improvement. That is true. How does the list run? Quality of conformance, the idea of inspecting for conformance, that's the oldest. Loosely speaking, quality of design is younger than that and kind of in the middle, and quality as an improvement is definitely historically the youngest school of thought. All right, last one. Remanufacturing refers to cradle-to-grave model of product design and production. That is false. If you wanted to correct it, remanufacturing refers to cradle to cradle, birth to rebirth. Oh, all right. So, wait a minute. We haven't answered the question, but now it's time to answer the question because we looked at these 3 things separately. What is it? Only the middle one here is testing true, so that's 2 only. If you had answered wrong but answered that one, that was yes. Partial credit in its day, because you would have only have misclassified one of them. Now, let's look at the next triple true false. Which of the following are principles of total quality management? One at a time. Fix problems at their source. I'm going to put a T for true, but that's definitely a principle of TQM. Quality is the responsibility of the quality control department and no one else. That is false. The total, in total quality management, the T in TQM is meant to refer to getting everyone involved, so that center one, the middle one, can't be true. Seek continuous improvement, yes, that newest definition we were just talking about. All right, that means the top and the bottom test true. That means it's 1 and 3. That's definitely the correct answer. This one you would have only been mistaken about the second one, so that's partial credit. And oh, actually in its day when it was an exam question, there was lots of partial credit because those 2 would have been half credit as well. All right. Oh wait, the next one's triple true false. Let's take a look at this one. Which of the following is or are true? All right, take them one at a time. Unclear instructions and poor after-sale service could lower a customer's perception of product quality. Yeah, I mean, that's common sense. Definitely true. Total quality management relies heavily on professional inspectors to catch all defects before they are shipped to the customer. No, that's false. That's describing deliberately a more traditional approach to quality, not TQM. Total quality management attempts to involve everybody in the organization. That's what we were talking about on the previous question. That's what the total is supposed to be for. All right, so again, the top and the bottom test true, but in this question, the top and the bottom are E, 1 and 3. Okay, partial credit would have been 1. All right, now, wait, that's the first 4. There are 6. Let me look. Where's my blank? Oh, here we go. a scenario. Let's take a look. Suppose you manufacture high-quality stereo equipment. That's nice. Unfortunately, you hear the customers think just the opposite. They say your equipment doesn't work half the time. Okay, you go into your warehouse and inspect several hundred boxes of your own equipment. Everything that you inspect works perfectly. Which of the following might be a source of your reputation for poor quality stereo equipment? It's really triple true false. There are 3 possible things volunteered here. We'll take them one at a time. Oh, but wait, first back out of this for just a second. What is it that we're actually looking for to answer this question? What have you been told in the scenario? Everything that you inspect in your warehouse, meaning inside the bounds of your facility, works perfectly. If you have a reputation otherwise, we're looking for credible reasons that occur downstream of your facility, outside of your facility. All right, now, do we have any? Equipment is being damaged during shipment to the customer. That is a classic example of where your reputation for quality can go wrong outside your facility. The instructions packed with the stereo equipment are unclear and customers are not assembling the equipment correctly. That also is credible. That could be the reason it's occurring after the warehouse. The stereo equipment does not conform to your specifications. That's false because it's a contradiction to what was described in the scenario. Oh, all right, so the first 2 tested true, so that's D, 1 and 2, partial credit being that one. Ooh, yeah, in its day, this was another one with a lot of ways to win, at least win half credit. Okay, now, last one. Berserk Tennis Ball Company has just conducted a QFD analysis, House of Quality, that resulted in the following House of Quality diagram. Oh, okay, it's like all done here. An intern who worked on the project said that one of the correlation coefficients calculated when creating the relationship matrix came out crazy strong. It was, and I am interested in that number right there, a negative 0.99978. Which of the following list is most likely the relationship that earned that particular crazy strong score? All right, back out for just a second. This is a question about a study that's already been done. It's already been done, and that's the result. We already have the finished diagram, the House of Quality. We're being asked about a certain part of it. Now, the certain part of it is the crazy strong correlation coefficient of negative 0.9978, of which you don't see that on the diagram. You don't see that on the diagram, but it's asking for where is its possible location. The first step in answering this question is to make sure it's clear in our minds, okay, the correlation coefficients, where are they basically in a House of Quality diagram? And they're right there in the center. They're right here. They're right here, but you don't see numbers like negative 0.9978, because that's the whole point of the finished diagram, is we don't really care about that level of detail. Right? We just care about the strong positive correlation, the somewhat positive correlation, the strong negative. I'm underlying that, it's the key. They've been encoded into symbols in the finished diagram. Now, they've been encoded into symbols in the finished diagram. We're being asked about one in particular. So the first thing we want to do now is figure out what symbol would have been assigned to that crazy strong correlation coefficient. Notice that it was negative. That means that it can't really get any stronger than negative 0.999 something, because it can't get any farther than negative 1. So it will have been classified a strong negative correlation. That's why they said, crazy strong. Okay, which means that it will have been encoded with a box around an X, which means it might be that. It might be that, it might be that one, or it might be that one. Now, of these, which one's down here? Okay, the relationship between thickness of the shell and density of the nap. Thickness of the shell, here we go, that's one of the technical specifications, one of the columns. Density of the nap, oh wait a minute, that's one of the technical specifications. Those two things don't even cross here in the relationship matrix. It's not this one. The relationship between easy to see and density of the NAP. Now, easy to see is a customer value feature, and density of the NAP is a technical specification. They do cross in the relationship matrix, but we miss. See, it's just empty, so it's not that one. The relationship between stays clean and depth of the NAP. Okay, stays clean, I notice, is one of the customer value features. And depth of the NAP. Let me be careful. Depth of the NAP is one of the columns, one of the technical specifications. Where do they cross? They cross right. And if it doesn't mar it up too much, it might help to use a highlighter pen. Depth of the NAP. Stays clean. It's a possibility. Yes. I'm thinking that it's C because there was definitely a symbol for a crazy strong negative correlation there. Now, that means that the last two should test false. All right, because only one, there can only be one answer here, but let's just check. The relationship between doesn't bounce funny, okay, that's a value feature, and thickness of the shell. So that's another one that is in the relationship matrix, doesn't bounce funny, thickness of the shell. And there is a symbol there, but the symbol is for strong positive correlation, so that's not the crazy one that the intern was talking about. And then the relationship between doesn't bounce funny and easy to see. Okay, doesn't bounce funny and easy to see, those are both customer value features. Those are both rows. All right, we don't even bother to define relationships between that one, so you can very much X through that one. Anyway, we knew by the time we hit C that if we were doing this correctly and the question had been written correctly that we had found it. We were just checking those other two to be thorough.